I'm Charlotte McLeod with the Investing News Network, and here today with me is James Kwantes, editor and publisher at Resource Opportunities. Thanks so much for coming today.
Thanks for having me, Charlotte.
Of course. And today we're here at the Sprott Natural Resource Symposium in Vancouver. It's day 2. Have you had a chance to get a sense of the mood yet?
Yeah, it seems a little more subdued compared to last year. The price of gold going down again and again hasn't helped, but yeah.
Yeah. How are you feeling about the resource space as a whole right now? To me, it also seems quite subdued, but is that the summer doldrums, or what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's the summer doldrums, but it's sort of a continuation of the pattern that we've been seeing like for the last several years. Where U.S. markets, for example, just keep going up and up, and certain technology stocks there. And commodities just seem to be grinding lower. I mean, there's been some action with copper, a good run. And it's sort of called a false start in 2016. But we're still in the bear market, and this feels like close to the bottom, if not the bottom, to me.
What commodities are you interested in right now? I know, like many in the space, you're on the hunt for stories that are under the radar. So where are you seeing those right now?
Well, I mean, one of the great things about this market is high quality companies that have and the stock price is completely detached from the company itself. So then it's just a matter of time and a matter of waiting. So one example is uranium. Like uranium's been so low for so long that uranium bulls have stopped talking about it. But I think things are setting up for an increase in the price. It's already happening. And so Next Gen Energy is here. They're one of the companies that I covered in my newsletter. Started writing about them at about 30 cents. So it's been a good win. So they've got a great project they're advancing. They're doing a pre-feasibility study, highly economic project that I think will be taken over.
Okay, so uranium when, not if.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I covered diamonds.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's
so one of my favorites.
Something different. Yeah. It's a tough space. But it's kind of a discovery market, right? Companies that have discovered that have had good discoveries the stock price has run. So one that I'm watching is Undertheradar Minerals, which is a diamond company led by Gren Thomas, who found Diavik, Canada's second diamond mine. So Undertheradar has a project called Mel in Nunavut, and they're drilling that now. They found the project by tracing kimberlite indicator minerals, sort of up ice to the source. And they took a sample last year and found some nice diamonds in there.
Yeah, and my impression with diamonds is exploration is a little more difficult than it is for other types of commodities. Would you say that's correct? Or?
It is, yeah. It's a bit more of a needle in a haystack. And, similar to a lot of other commodities, the majors basically stopped exploring, like in the last 5 to 7 years, hardly spent anything on diamond exploration. So there is a real need for new deposits because some big ones are closing down. Some big mines, Argyle in Australia. Yeah. And
Yeah. Okay. So uranium and diamonds; those are definitely ones. Where people are not looking right now. So that's good. So, given where we're at in the resource cycle, I guess right now, is it a good time to be investing? How should investors be playing their cards right now? Yeah, I mean cautiously. And taking a long-term approach, really. This is such in the big investing world, it's such a tiny space, and a lot of the stocks are quite illiquid, and so you can really be hurt badly. So you need to invest carefully. I would say with a long-term approach, and with really good management teams is so important, right? So if we just switch gears a little bit, we were both up in the Yukon quite recently, touring around different mining properties. I just wanted to ask what your overall impression was up there. What did you think of that? Yeah, I mean, so we were on different tours. Different tours, but same place. So mine was a sort of a flyover tour. So we had a couple geologists with the Yukon Geological Survey. In our plane, we were all wired up and talking to each other. And we all had iPads that had geological and topographical maps, and so we could toggle back and forth and the geos would tell us about the projects as we flew over them. So that was quite neat. Yeah. You know what? I first went up to the Yukon in the summer 2015,
and like in the height of the bear market, right? And it was end of the world, and these stocks were not trading and really low. And then 2016, of course, was when Goldcorp bought Kaminak. So just a year later, it was, lots of energy, and it sort of drifted down, I would say, to it felt more like 2015 this past year, even though some interesting things are happening up there.
So you've really been able to watch that progression up there.
Yeah. And getting back to sort of detachment. I mean, one of the companies, ATAC Resources, I think, did you go to the site?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah. So, they came out yesterday with 23 meters of 9.5 grams per ton gold in a step-out hole at Conrad, where they just announced a maiden resource estimate. And the stock, I think, it opened the day at 52 cents, went up to 55, 56, but closed the day flat. And that's an outstanding hole. It really is. And so it's an example of where there is value in this market, but you're not going to, you might have to wait.
Yeah, and that non-reaction is just a reflection of the market right now. Okay. Yeah,
and there's been, there hasn't been a lot of great successes in exploration, but also in the mining sector. It's like stepping on a down elevator. That's kind of how it's been for the last several years, right?
Yeah.
And so money's just flowed out and into things like cannabis and, blockchain as well.
Yeah, speaking about exploration, so there's a lot of talk right now, is there enough exploration going on, and things like that. The Yukon, just going back there, it's a jurisdiction with a lot of mining history. What would you say are the pros and cons of investing in companies there versus a jurisdiction where there has been less exploration, there's less coverage that's happened there?
Yeah. I'd say the Yukon. I mean, one of the greatest things about the Yukon is the government support is outstanding up there. A lot of the First Nations are very business oriented and pro mining, depending on where you are. Remoteness is an issue, right? Some of these projects are hard to get to, so projects that are on a road in the Yukon, it's a huge advantage.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's all for me, unless there's any final thoughts you want to leave investors with for, I guess, Q3 and the rest of the year.
Yeah, just pick good companies, good management teams.
Easier said than done.
It is, but you know what, management team, it's all about management in this business, especially in a market like this. So that's a safety margin that you have to take advantage of. Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Once again, I'm Charlotte McLeod with the Investing News Network, and this is James Kwantes of Resource Opportunities.